Now, I don't need to repeat myself about shuffles, do I? We're on to groove 73. Here's another halftime shuffle. People like to call this a syncopated halftime shuffle. They like to call it a Purdy shuffle, named for Bernard Purdy. They also like to call it the Porcaro shuffle, named after the late, great Jeff Porcaro. But it's a shuffle. So you listen to the song. What decides what kind of shuffle you're going to play? What decides? The song. You don't decide on a name. The song decides what kind of shuffle it needs, and then you pick the right one. So let's not worry about what this is called. Let's see what it looks like. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Groove construction. If you can't do this, okay, then you can't do this groove yet. So work on your Swiss triplets and stuff, and you're going to be in good shape. So now, when you play this thing, and you look at the bass drum part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and hear all the snare goes, 2, 3, 4. Good quality rim shot, followed by an almost non-existent ghost, but placed perfectly in the second slot for the triplet. Great groove, absolutely amazing. So few drummers play it super, super well. Hope you're going to be one of them. 2 different tempos, go get them. You know, one of the things I like to do in my private teaching practice is just slap on a record, play it for a student, and say, now you play it. Some kind of a interesting groove. Not necessarily hard, but maybe hard to figure out. 2 different things. So you're getting in there, you're listening to it, and it's, you know, it's deceptive. It's mysterious. I played this particular groove for a bunch of students, and it surprised me how hard it was for them to figure it out, because there's so much stuff going on, and it also just has a repetitive over-the-bar line rhythm that syncopates and flows. Now, these syncopations can get a little dicey, so I'm going to play it nice and slow. You count along with me. If you're getting lost, don't focus on the snare and the bass drum. Focus on the hi-hat, because I'm going to just be chomping out eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. And there's the end of 4. Were you with me? Let's do it again, real slow. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. One. Nice and easy. So you put a click on right at that tempo. You play eighth notes. And maybe you just need to do this first. Maybe you just need to do the first 3 notes. Then add 2 more. You have up to 5. Ready? And and you got to feel really good about that. So you're ending with the hi-hat. You know exactly where you are. Then add 2 more, then 2 more, because there's mostly groups of 2. There's a couple of groups of 3, but it's mostly groups of 2. One more time, you can see the whole thing together. 3 and 4 and. That is a great groove. You can kind of play those kind of things a little bit faster. It sounds really impressive, but it's not hard. 2, 3. It's like, it seems like, whoa, that's crazy. He's got like 3 hands, but it's not at all. You say, what's the secret to playing stuff like that fast? Light and tight. But for our purposes, we're going to really make this just sit. Make it sit back if you can. It's a great sound. Now, so many of the things that we talked about in the original Groove Essentials, like an open hi-hat, we're not talking about today because I'm assuming you know that. So go back to the original if you're having any trouble with your open hi-hat technique, or reacquaint yourself with some of those basic things that we've already covered in the original Groove Essentials. I'm assuming that you have your open hi-hat stuff happening. But just in case you don't have it, remember we're making an S sound, not an open that sound. We want an S. That makes it all the best, especially for R&B. A nice S sound. You're going to really, really enjoy playing this groove, especially with this track. Go get them. We've arrived at the jazz section, Groove 75, and not only are we going to be playing some jazz, we're going to be playing with brushes. And boy, were some people disappointed we didn't touch brushes in the original Groove Essentials DVD. But have no fear, we're going to get into them deep right now. Now, brushes are a mysterious animal for a lot of people. People are scared of these things. They don't know what to do with them. It looks mysterious. It looks like, what the heck's going on there? What are those shapes people are making? But I'm here to tell you today that you can do this. There is nothing about brush playing that you will not be able to get, just like playing with sticks, if you persevere and practice. So I'm going to debunk all the myths, and I'm going to give you the tools you need to play brushes right now. Not all sorts of fancy, let's pretend we're sneakers in the washing machine kind of thing. We're going to play time, because that's where it's at, folks. When you play brushes, just remember it's about time. If you remember that, you're not going to have any problem. Now look at your poster. What is that on there? Well, those are diagrams of what your hands are going to do. And they're very, very simple, easy to understand diagrams. Now the first thing we're going to do actually an exercise. And let's play it together. You have to do this first if you're going to be able to play brushes. And also, by the way, you must have a coated head. If you can't play this on a clear head, tom is clear, this is coated. The reason we play coated heads for the snare mostly is because it has a brush friction surface, so we can make nice brush strokes on it. All right, there we go. So you have a white head, coated, ready to go. Now, let's make a circle with our left hand. You must be able to do this first, and it's a very simple drill. We're just going to make a circle that does not stop, and we're going to do it in time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, as I'm playing this, you see how I'm always coming around to the ones right around that area. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just using the tips and not pushing too hard. Now watch it. Watch when I use too much pressure. Watch this. When I bend, I'm not bending the brush. Watch when I bend the brushes down. Watch. Listen to this. Windshield wipers. You don't want that. We want a smooth whisper. Sounds like the sea on a beautiful, tranquil night. Just whispering. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of time in on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a little pressure from the fingers and a little speed every time we come around to the beat, because it's about time, right? This is not haphazard stuff. It's just like playing with sticks where you have rhythms that you're playing. Same thing with brushes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hear the pulse? 2, 3, 4. So now I'm whispering with a little puff of air on the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that is difficult. Not hard, but difficult. Hard means it's like some kind of crazy mountain to climb. Difficult means it's a challenge that you can solve. So this is difficult. It takes a long time to get that sound. The first time you try, it will sound like this. You're learning how to walk, basically, with brushes. It's a completely different way to play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the left-hand part for our ballad. Isn't that nice? You can absolutely play traditional. I put a little finger on the top sometimes if I'm going to play. I mean, you can play matched. This is matched. I was playing traditional. Now you can play matched. Jazz purists like to say you have to play traditional. No, you don't. Matched is fine. Here you go. Look. See? Completely fine. Now, watch this. Right-hand part. 2 dots on your diagram, right? The 1s and 3s are down here. The 2s and 4s are up here. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You see the arrows? So we're tapping on the 1s and 3s. We're dragging on the 2s and 4s. So tap, drag, tap, drag. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm making a nice circle that connects all the way to the tap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you doing this with me? That's what it's about. Groove Essentials is not baking. Don't watch me. Do it. 4, 1, 2, 3. See, I'm going all the way around the outside and connecting to the tap. Now, we put them together. So there will be a cross and a cross. A cross and then a cross. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap, drag, tap, drag. First time you play it, it will sound like it sounds terrible. Everybody does the first time. Don't worry, it'll come together. If it goes wrong, stop and reset. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, drag, 3, 4, 1. Now, how about a little hi-hat on 2 and 4? 1, 2, and a little bass drum on 1, 3. Really soft, like you're feathering. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. See how I'm whispering? Hear the whisper? Now, you can do all sorts of fancy things. Put a little eighth note in there. 2, 3, 4, and 1. Little tap. All different motions that come back to the normal one. You break it up, play a little accent, just like you would with sticks, and then you come back to the motion. Just like if you were playing time with your sticks, and you break out of the time for a second, play a little accent, then drop right back into the time like nothing happened. Same thing with brushes. You break out of the pattern, you play a little something, you go right back into the pattern. It just flows. You will get it. It's not a mystery. It's not something unattainable. You don't need to be over 60 to be able to play brushes well. Trust me, you can do this. There's your basic ballad pattern. Now play this absolutely gorgeous track by the great Alan Farnham on piano. All right, our next brush pattern, and we're going to do something a little more medium. It's kind of swinging right in the, right in the wheelhouse, we call it, just kind of that medium, right down the center of the road kind of thing like you would do with sticks. 2, 2, 3, 4, right around that tempo, right? Now you're going to do it with brushes. You have that, still have that same walking feeling. Now, different pattern, same thing. It's all about time. It's not about all sorts of craziness. It's about time. What kind of time feel are you giving to the rest of the band? It's got to be just like it is with sticks. That same confidence and absolute control. Now, let's try a different motion with the left hand. Now, the left hand's going to be doing more of a push-pull this time. See how I'm going in? My dots are here, if you see on your diagram. Like 1s and 3s and 2s and 4s. Or you could do 1s and 3s and 2s and 4s there. It's your choice. But I'm going to do like a little bit of a push, a little bit of a pull. Hear that? So it's not as smooth as the last one. We're going to just do a little bit of a push and a pull. So I want to put a little bit of a break in there. When you use opposite directions with brushes and you switch directions, that's the secret of getting like a little bit of an accent implied inside your stroke. So there's just like a little thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little push-pull. So it isn't as smooth as the first one. The time is still there, but you can see it's just kind of bouncing around on those dots and a push and a pull. Now you put it together with the jazz ride in the right hand, and it swings like crazy. A 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. You can also play quarter notes in the left hand. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. If you want to get a little bit more aggressive with the quarter note, here are the time all of a sudden tightened up. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Or the halftime left hand. Isn't that cool? This is fun getting that down. Now the first time you do it, it's going to not be good. And that's okay. That's not supposed to be. The first time you played with sticks, it wasn't very good either. This is a different kind of playing, but you can do it if people don't let it become mysterious. It's not mysterious. It's time, just like sticks, okay? Brushes are so cool. Now I'm going to play this track, and I'm sure when I get into it, I'm going to be using some different motions and stuff and a lot of crosses. I've been playing brushes for a very long time, so I have a lot of different stuff happening that I want to show you that you can pick up the DVD and maybe incorporate it into your own brush playing. But it is always about playing the pattern first and foremost and serving the time. Always serving the time. That's rule number one. It's always rule number one. Time is first. So there you go. A little medium brush thing. Swing it.